Today's review has left me in a bit of a dilemma. You see, last week I did a review of budget versus premium scopes. A fairly reasonable subject, I thought. Oh, how wrong was I? I was instantly accused of all kinds of things. The main one being that old cherry of being financially in someone's pocket because I used a certain product on a loan from a certain company. So this week I have a couple of choices. I could review this really fun CO2 pistol which is loaded with all kinds of toys, or I could review these night vision scopes which are a lot cheaper than the part equivalent, and who knows, they may be really good. But they are, to the best of my knowledge, only going to be available from Vector Air in the UK. And the review could then leave me being accused of making an advert upsetting someone. Heaven forbid. So, here is the PT85 Tactical Budget Fun Gun from Gamo. Hello and welcome to AAR On Air. Today is the review of the fully loaded and possibly fantastically over-the-top PT85 Tactical. Oh, if anyone wants to know about the other stuff, drop a note in the comments and brace yourself for the haters and trolls. And who knows, I may risk it and review them another day. For now, let's play the easy card and not upset people by maybe saving them a fair chunk of money on night vision. Instead, let's take a look at this real box full then, and boy is there a load for your money. In the box there is the pretty excellent Gamo PT85 along with what appears to be a silencer moderator suppressor. I think that covers all bases so we don't upset anybody, only it isn't any of those things. It is a barrel extension to help bring up the power levels apparently. There is a huge rail system on which you can add the rest of the toys that come with this. Brace yourselves because it's quite a list. There is a neat little torch, a red dot sight, believe it or not, complete with its own mini sunshade, a laser, a sample pack of Gamo's aluminium platinum pellet, a spare magazine which has more than a hint of a Beretta PX4 about it, all the pressure pads you could need for the lasers and torches, there's batteries and tools to set it up, and even a cleaning cloth. Blimey. The only thing missing, in fact, is the 12-gram CO2 cartridge. So get yourself a supply because this is starting to feel like fun. Sadly, no night vision camera. Shame that. All this little lot bolts onto the rail system and you finish up with the full Ian Fleming 00 package that Q would be proud of. Blimey. How much stuff do you want for £149 UK? Let's look at each one, starting with the pistol first. I've already hinted that it has a Beretta PX4 feel to it, and closer inspection does show that this has probably been made in the same sort of area as the PX4 on behalf of Gamo, and that is no bad thing. I own the PX4 and it's great fun. Straight out the box, the pistol comes fitted with the removable rail system that is going to carry all the toys that are left in the box. And they can be added either individually or all together. It's about 390mm long, or around 15.5 inches in Wild West speak. It's quite heavy at just over 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds before you load all the rest of the gear on. This weight is mainly due to the construction because whilst the main body and grip is polymer based, the top slide and faux front silencer or barrel extension is also metal and not a cheap plastic item. This does make it slightly front heavy, but come on, this is a fun thing, not some pure extreme balance target item, isn't it? This is a blowback pellet pistol, which is quite a rarity as most blowbacks are BB based, so ricochets shouldn't be an issue, and with pellets on board and that extra long barrel means I'm hoping for big things in the accuracy section later on. The blowback does feel pretty good, adding to the overall experience. It comes with the original open sights still fitted, which at first did seem a little strange because you can't even see through to the front sight because of the rail system. But of course, this can be removed if preferred. The faux silencer will still get in the way somewhat of the open sights, but I suppose it's all about options. The safety is straight off the PX4 and is a good firm pull back on the grip and lift up to put into fire, revealing the red dot indicator, or simply pull down to put it into safe. This is going to help protect any little people in the house from doing themselves any harm. No bad thing. The trigger has quite a broad blade to it and has a slight notchiness because it is also rotating the magazine. So it's pretty much unavoidable, but to me it was no deal breaker. Incidentally, the claim on the box is that you can make 8 shots in less than a second. So they must be confident on the indexing system on this. I'm not sure I could actually activate my trigger finger that fast, even if the gun is capable of achieving that speed. Let's just look at the magazine then, because this is a dropout mag that is released from the push button on the grip behind the trigger. Once out, it shows the dual rotating mag system, one on each end. They're 8-shot round mags and are clearly marked to make sure you load them correctly. Now, my PX4 benefits from them being nicely seated to prevent them coming adrift, so I would probably suggest the same approach with this one. Once loaded up with the satisfactory click home, you then have 16 rounds in each mag, and as I stated earlier, there are 2 of these supplied in the box. Loading the CO2 then. This is done by pulling off the bottom of the grip, slot in your 12 gram CO2 and tighten until the capsule is pierced. Return the grip cover and you're all set. Right, let's take a look at some of the other stuff in the box, shall we? The laser. It takes a couple of LR44s and there are 3 supplied in the box. Once fitted, you have yourself a neat little red laser, which is fully adjustable and even has the hex keys to enable you to do so. You then have a choice of where you want to fit it on the rail, and wherever you decide to put it, there is no issue of clearance of the faux silencer, which is a nice thought through point. You also have the option of fitting the supplied pressure pads if you don't want to just use the simple switch on the back. Next up then is the torch. This comes supplied with a CR123A battery, which in itself isn't a cheap thing to include in the kit. With this in the back and powered up, you have yourself a respectable little torch. Now, if you're looking for it to light up half of Blackpool at Christmas, then I would think you need to lower your expectations a little. But for the 10-yard shooting that this is more designed for, then it's pretty respectable. And again, you have the ability to fit the supplied pressure switch if preferred. Finally, there is the red dot sight, or green dot sight, or even blue dot sight, because you have a choice of 3 colours and 3 levels of brightness in each colour. It is also fully adjustable to get your 0 right, not forgetting the sunshade that comes supplied that you can put on the end too. Blimey, at this point I went back to check I'd got the price right, and yes, all this kit for £149. It's starting to feel like Christmas, this. Time to get all this lot loaded up and have some fun. Get some serious testing done for the ladies and gentlemen and trolls. In true Blue Peter style, here's one I prepared earlier. Power figures then. What are they claiming? Back to the box to check, and it stated up to 170 metres per second or 560 feet per second with the Gamo platinum pellets. Time to mix it up with a few different ones then. First up, JSB, standard 8.44 grain. This saw 406 feet per second, which is an impressive 3.09 foot-pounds or 4.19 joules. Let's try some lighter JSBs next, the RS 7.33 grain lead pellets. No fancy alloys yet. It saw this time 409 feet per second, which is 2.72 foot-pounds or 3.69 joules. Now let's try the alloy ones supplied. They weighed an ultra featherweight 5 grains. This saw 497 feet per second, which is 2.74 foot-pounds or 3.72 joule, which I must admit is a very respectable set of figures, and due, I would say, to that extra long barrel. OK, so it's slightly short of the claimed figure, but I for one was shocked at the power output from this rig. Just for good measure, I then tried it out with the H&N Target Green alloys to see if it made any difference. They weigh in at 5.71 grains and saw 478 feet per second, which is 2.9 foot-pounds or 3.93 joules. Again, pretty impressive, and I must say, from a blowback, in inverted commas, fun gun, it really does pack a punch. So far, so good. On to the, well, I would normally say at this point, all-important target work. Whilst it is important, initially this gun, in my mind, wasn't to be taken totally serious. I thought it's about fun and probably plinking. But has that extra long barrel made a difference? Let's take a look. Here goes 10 metre indoor range. Well, I was using the red, green, blue dot, and I must say, I'm changing my mind about the seriousness of this little package. With a little more adjusting and practice, I think I could get some really good tight groups. And I think we'd finish up blowing the centre out of the target time and time again. Don't forget, this is a blowback and loaded up with all those toys, adding that extra weight. Impressive. I must admit, when I first saw this, my comment was something along the lines of, what the heck? But you know what? After taking the time to play with this, you start to feel like a kid on Boxing Day who has got away from his granny and Billy Smart Circus on the telly, old person's UK joke, who finally got to play with his toys. In one sense, it isn't to be taken too seriously, but the target results and the power figures do say otherwise. Is a 3-colour dot sight, torch and laser overkill? Yeah, but so is 350 brake horsepower and a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. But who wouldn't want it? Do I like it? Yeah, it's fun, damn good fun, and cheap, and not cheap tack quality either. It's very, very capable. Is it made by Gamo in the UK or Spain? I don't care. Someone has taken the time and thought to put this lot together. Good on them. Where can you get it from? Well, I couldn't possibly tell you without someone being offended. This has been fun and is probably one of the perfect tools to relieve lockdown boredom and help put a smile back on those solitary confinement faces we're starting to suffer from. I've been shocked and enjoyed it, and if you've enjoyed it, please give us the old thumbs up. Whilst you're clicking on that, click on the subscribe button and click on the old alarm bell too. There is a host of forums, chats, platforms and other stuff you can join in with. Check out the merchandise for AAR and keep Mrs. AAR out of mischief. And finally, thanks to BSA Gamo for making this little bundle of fun and for Vector Air supplying it. But I'm sure it's available at lots of other outlets. Some you may want to use and some you most definitely wouldn't want to use. Is that all right? Balanced? Fair? Do you think the trolls won't be too upset? Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and shoot safe. And hopefully I'll see you next week.